Hey everybody, what's going on? Still waking up here, but I thought I would hop on and talk a little bit about the stuff that's going on. We got a 1.13 teaser. I think it's more fair to call it a teaser. It's not so much a leak, because Plarium specifically put it out to us. So I guess more of a teaser, and it's more of kind of damage control, I think, because one, they probably know that they take forever to do these updates and it drives everybody nuts. But two, because of the little 2x mishap. So that's what I want to talk about first. I want to kind of knock the bad out and move on to the more interesting, fun stuff to talk about. So we'll see here this double ancient pack they put out. Now, mistakes happen, okay? That's mistakes happen. The problem with this mistake is they've done it before, which seems like that shouldn't happen. You should make sure you don't do it more than once, because then it starts to get really suspicious, especially with your history. Two, I just don't think the solution was right to this. They gave compensation, which is cool. It was a 5-star chicken, 300 energy, 2 clan boss keys, and 100 gems. So I mean, they gave compensation. My problem with that is people bought this pack specifically to summon for 2x rates. So, meaning there are people that wouldn't have bought it had it not said that there were 2x chances coming. So, is it the end of the world? No. Can they just save the shards until the next 2x? Yeah, sure. I just feel like the answer to this was, hey, sorry for the mishap, we'll turn on 2x for a day. And let people do their 2x summons. Either way, I don't think it's that huge of a deal. It's annoying, and it's really annoying that it's happened more than once. If it happens again, then it's going to be pretty obviously on purpose. Here, the speculation can begin that it's on purpose, because this is just not the kind of mistake you should keep making over and over. If it happens a third time, I think it's pretty obvious what they're doing. Oops, we screwed up. Here's some stuff that doesn't cost us anything. Thanks for the money. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope that's the last time they make that mistake in the future. But either way, the compensation's great, and especially for me, because I didn't buy the pack. So I just got some free stuff out of the deal. So it is what it is. Now, let's talk about this post from Cirilla. Know that you face a few problems, yada yada yada. Acknowledging the 2x mishap and the fact that they're giving some compensation. And then here, as kind of some damage control for the mishap, here's some information about the upcoming patch. So let's talk about the information that we've been given here. Number one is a battle pass. Now, I'm not opposed to this. I'm not opposed. What I don't want to see is this still stay the same, and where is it? This stay the same. If you're gonna put out a raid pass, battle pass, and anybody that's played most shooters have them. I think Fortnite was the first one I know of that had it, but that does not mean it was the first game to have it. But I think a lot of games have adopted this style of having this battle pass, where there's a free tier and then there's a paid tier, and usually the paid tier is 10 to 20 bucks. And as you play the game, you level up for that season, you unlock rewards, and it's generally worth the purchase if you're invested in the game and you're playing it. Whether or not it'll be worth it in raid remains to be seen. However, usually it's fun, it's interesting. I'll buy them even if I'm only kind of casually playing a game. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. Bought the battle pass, not a big, you know what I mean? It's not like I refuse to buy them, but they gotta look fun. There's gotta be something interesting going on. So we will see what it looks like. But if you're gonna put out a battle pass, then I think this needs to go. It needs to be incorporated into it. And I think that the raid card thing needs to be incorporated into it. There doesn't need to be multiple monthly things we pay for in this game. That's going to get silly. There needs to be this free-to-play monthly package you can do, or not. So I'm not opposed to the battle pass. I think it'll be fun. I think it gives them an opportunity to implement some fun, new, interesting things into the game. You know, I personally have been waiting on transmogs for a long time, and I know that there's a lot more things that need to be done, and I know that they're not coming anytime soon. And what I mean when I say transmogs, for anybody that doesn't know, is alternate skins. If you played Summoner's War, you know what I'm talking about. I think this art team, when they do what they do, I think they do a fantastic job. Now, they do a lot of reskinning and stuff like that, but as far as their talent, I think they're incredible, and I would love to see what they did for alternate skins for champs. So that gives them an opportunity to implement stuff like that. We'll see. I mean, you know, Plarium announces some things sometimes that sound like they're going to be real great, and then they're not real great. So we're just going to have to wait and see what that does. But I am interested. I am definitely interested to see what that turns out to be. Next, there will be an event with multi-battles and dungeons. I'm confused about this because I don't know what they mean when they say there will be an event with multi-battles and dungeons. Does that mean one of these? One of these events? Like, are they going to add it to Dungeon Divers or something? I don't really understand what they're talking about there. But multi-battles should be in the dungeons anyway. I'm about that idea. I don't know how I feel about it being tied to an event if that's what they mean. Not real sure what they mean by that, but should multi-battles be in dungeons? Yeah, I think so. Number 3, we will double the number of battles in the multi-battle mode, both free and in subscriptions. I think this is a great idea. I think this is a great idea, and I like that they're doing it free, and I think it's a good start. I'm a little bit torn on whether or not I think multi-battle should just be unlimited, and it should be reliant on how many resources you have rather than how many multi-battles you have, you know. But I've seen games do them different ways, and it seems to work both ways. So I like the idea of doubling it. I think that's a better idea. I think if they made it unlimited, it would increase their income quite a bit. I think that there's a lot of people who would spend a lot more money on resources if they could multi-battle longer. And you know, like, we can auto-click dungeons and stuff if we want to, but sometimes I wanna run campaign for a long time. I want to level up a lot of food and farm a lot of silver, and I just don't feel like doing it all day. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do feel like doing it all day. Sometimes I don't. It would be really so sometimes it would be nice to have that, but I appreciate that they're doing it for free. I think it's a good move because 15 is not very many for free to play. I have a free to play account, and it goes by like that, and I feel like I got nothing for it. So maybe double that will be okay. Number 4, we will rebalance these legendary champs: Shamrock, Sathalia, Angar, Foley, Yannica. Good. It's a bummer that Ma Shaled didn't get thrown in that pool. But it's a start, you know. They've been playing around with Shamrock a lot, teasing stuff that they may or may not do to him, trying to make it fun and interesting. I'm about it, you know. Do your thing. Sathalia, I feel like she got buffed recently, and that she's not terrible now. But I still don't know that she's legendary quality, so I'm about buffing her again. Angar, I've heard a lot of people say are disappointed in. They're happy for his buff. I'm happy for a Foley buff. I think that Foley seems like he should be so much better than he feels to me. You can do things with him. You know, he's great for Fire Knight. He can be pretty solid in Clan Boss. You can do some things with him, and he's not bad. I always just felt like he was going to do more. I felt like he was going to open up more. I thought he was going to be more viable in Ice Golem. You know, a champ with a first turn defense break that's as reliable as his, and a block revive on an AoE third skill, just seems like they should be a lot better than Foley feels. And Foley's not garbage, but he's not as viable across the game as I would like him to be. So I hope whatever they do to him changes that. I think a good start would be fixing the block revive. I think the setup of his block revive is stupid. I think his third skill should just do it. Or I think it should be part of his passive. I think everything he does should block revive. I think that would change a lot. It would enable you to take him into Ice Golem a little bit more comfortably. And I know some people like the leech. I'm personally not interested in a leech debuff anywhere. You could change that skill, and I wouldn't care. I know some people would care, so I don't know. We'll see what they do to him. But I'm excited for him to get better. And then Yannicka, I would have cared a lot more on my old account that they're finally buffing her. I do have one in my vault, so maybe she'll get interesting and I'll build her. But I would be more excited about it on my old account because I had so few legendaries, and she was one of them. So I'd be stoked because I had War Mother and Yannicka, and they both got buffed. Or War Mother got buffed and is pretty good now, and Yannicka's on her way to getting buffed. So we'll see. I think it's a good start. You know, they've made a little bit of a fuss about balancing champs. They say that the foundation of the coding is really bad, so it's hard for them to go in and do, which I never cared. I don't care how hard it is for you to do. It's your responsibility. You're making millions and millions of dollars a year to run this game. It's your responsibility to go in and fix the things that are wrong with it. So I don't care how hard it is, do it. If you got to shut the game down for a couple days and you want to go rearrange the foundation of the coding or whatever it is that needs to be done, do it. But I think you're obligated to maintain this game and keep this game balanced and do what needs to be done. So I appreciate that they are going in and balancing some of these champs. There's a lot more that needs to be done. But like I said, it's a start. They can't do it all at once. So some things I would like to see in the update. I would like to see some more uncommons and rares reworked. I think that we need more viable uncommons and more viable rares. I think that a lot of this game is still not free to play friendly, and I think that you could rework some of those champs without changing the dynamic too much. You know, hopefully as time goes on, they start to understand they can make this game accessible to free-to-play players, and it's not going to hurt their income. No one is spending money. I won't say no one. Few people are spending money out of desperation. What's happening mostly with the free-to-play crowd is they're hitting a point where they realize this game is not free-to-play friendly, and they're quitting. I know that there's a lot of theories that if they made the game a little bit more approachable for free-to-play players deeper into the game, that it would cut into their income, and they're a business and they're trying to make money. And I've heard all these arguments, and I'm aware that they're a business and trying to make money, but it's not going to hurt their income to make this game more friendly. It's actually going to increase it. I was a free-to-play player in Summoners War for a long time, and I hit a certain point where I appreciated that the game was playable for free, and I liked the company, and I kind of had a mentality shift and got really willing to spend money. And now I'm kind of a big spender in all of these games. So I think rather than making people less likely to spend, you're going to convert your free-to-play players into spenders because they'll appreciate the fact that you're not trying to gouge money out of their wallets by making your game too hard. You know what I mean? So I would like to see some uncommons updated, some rares updated, some tweaks to the dungeons, Spider in particular. I think the rest of it can be done. That doesn't mean I don't think any of it needs to be changed, but for sure Spider needs to be changed. That dungeon is just too specific, too specifically difficult, and too easy in other ways. You know, the Torment Ultimate Gallic combo for the people that have 3 Cold Hearts and or Royal Guards, and you know, it's very specifically easy and very broadly difficult. So that dungeon needs to be changed. So they haven't mentioned it, but I would like to see some tweaks for that. You know, I don't generally put a lot of energy into speculating what's coming in the update or how good the update's going to be anymore after the last couple of updates. But again, Plarium's been doing some good things this year. I've had mostly good things to say about them. The only negative is that 2x mishap. And again, mistakes happen. I just feel like that mistake shouldn't happen often. And I think that the compensation could have been a little bit different. But for the most part, 2020's been a good year for Plarium. I like what they're doing. I've had mostly positive things to say about them. So I really hope the update's good. I think that, you know, they're making good PR moves. They seem to be making good in-game changes. this could be a big one. This could be really good for them. And like I said, I'm ultimately pulling for them to turn the image around, change the relationship that they have with the players, and for all of us to have a good year. You know, the better the game does, the better I do, the better the content creators do. So I'm of course rooting for them, but that in no way means that I stop holding them accountable and pointing out the things that I think are wrong. So that's pretty much it. They did release a picture. You've all seen it. It looks like it's a copy of some heroes from different games and some art. You know, the Hydra, the maybe the Void Tower in the background. I don't know. It's a cool looking picture, but I think at this point everybody has talked about it enough, and I don't know any of the. I don't play League of Legends and World of Warcraft, so I don't know anything about that picture, and apparently that's what that picture is. So I'm not going to bother going over that, but that's it. I just kind of wanted to gab for a little bit about what was going on and give my thoughts on it. And yeah, I guess now we just wait and see what all these things mean. Some of these things could be really, really good, and some of them could be really, really bad. So hopefully they're all good. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got a kick out of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all this. How you feel about the 2x mishap. What you think about the teasers for the update that they gave us. You know, if you're familiar with League of Legends and World of Warcraft, what do you think about that picture that they put out? Anything you're hoping to see in the update, all that stuff. I want to know what you guys think about it as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you got a kick out of it. See you tomorrow.